The Noisy Night.
Peppa's family are having a sleepover at Cousin Chloe's house.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
You must be tired after your long journey.
Yes, an early night would be nice.
First, we'll put baby Alexander to bed. This is baby Alexander's bedroom. Alexander likes noise. It sends him to sleep.
We like noise in this house.
We're a noisy family.
Peppa, George, you're staying in my room tonight. Oh, goody.
Peppa and George are excited to be sleeping in Cousin Chloe's bedroom.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Everyone is tucked up in their beds, asleep. Baby Alexander is awake. Peppa and George are awake.
What's that noise? It's the vacuum cleaner.
Why are you vacuuming at night?
We're not disturbing you, are we?
What? Oh, no.
We found noise is the best way to get baby Alexander back to sleep. He likes noise.
We're a noisy family.
Everyone is back in their beds, asleep. Baby Alexander is awake.
Why is Auntie Pig playing a trumpet?
To get Alexander to sleep. The more noise, the better.
Is there another way that doesn't use noise?
We do find noise is the best way.
When George was a baby, we used to put him in his pram and wheel him around the house.
And that always sent him to sleep.
How strange.
No loud noises.
That's right. How many times round the house was it, Mummy Pig? 3 times?
50 times.
Daddy Pig is pushing baby Alexander around the house. 50 times.
Good. Baby Alexander is asleep. Can you let me back in?
I'll just switch the alarm off. Switch the alarm back on.
Peppa, what are you doing up?
I can't sleep, Daddy. It's a noisy night.
OK, Peppa. Let's get you back to bed. Now, which bedroom are you staying in?
Stop, Daddy. That's baby Alexander's room.
Ah.
The light has woken baby Alexander. It's all right. I've got the vacuum cleaner.
I've got the trumpet.
Stop! I remember another quiet way we used to get George to sleep.
Oh, yes. We drove him around in the car. I'll get the car started.
Don't forget the alarm.
Daddy Pig has set off the noisy house alarm. The noisy house has woken everyone up. It's Miss Rabbit in her rescue helicopter.
Is everybody all right down there? I heard the alarm.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Cheerio.
Aww. All that loud noise has sent baby Alexander to sleep.
He's really fast asleep now.
Oh, thanks to my noisy Daddy.
Well done, Daddy Pig. We should have you to stay more often.
The baby piggy.
Peppa and George are visiting their big cousin, Chloe.
Today, as well as seeing Chloe, you are going to meet your new cousin.
Ooh.
Peppa and her family have arrived at Chloe's house.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Peppa and George.
This is Chloe, Peppa and George's big cousin.
But where's our new cousin?
Here's your new baby cousin.
Ooh.
The new cousin is a tiny baby piggy.
Oh, how beautiful.
Is it a girl, baby?
No, it's a boy.
Oh, I wish it was a girl.
Me too.
George is pleased the baby is a boy.
Dinosaur.
I think the baby's too little to play with dinosaurs.
George, the baby doesn't want to play with you. It wants to play with me.
Peppa, the baby is much too little to play ball games.
But if it can't play with a dinosaur or a ball, what can it do?
It eats and it sleeps. And it does that.
Auntie Pig, can I hold the baby?
Yes, if you're very careful, you can hold Alexander.
Alexander?
That's his name, Baby Alexander.
What a big name for such a small piggy.
It's quite nice, even though it's a boy. Goo, goo, goo. Oh, what's that smell?
Maybe Alexander's nappy needs changing.
Ugh, disgusting.
Peppa, when you were a baby, you wore nappies.
I did not.
Mummy, can I play with Peppa and George in the garden?
Yes.
Chloe, is it nice having a little baby brother?
Yes, Alexander is very sweet.
I wish George was a sweet little baby piggy.
I know. George can pretend to be a baby piggy. He can go in my doll's pram.
That's a good idea. No.
George does not want to be a baby.
George, if you pretend to be a baby, I promise to be nice to you forever and ever.
George is thinking.
And you can play with all my toys.
George is thinking more.
And when we get home, you can play with all my toys.
George has decided.
Goo, goo, goo.
What a sweet baby piggy.
Here are Candy Cat, Susie Sheep, Rebecca Rabbit and Zoe Zebra.
Hello. Meh. Why is George in that doll's pram? It's not George. It's a baby piggy. Goo goo.
But it is George. George is a pretend baby piggy.
Ah. Is it a girl or a boy?
It's a girl.
No.
George does not want to be a girl baby.
OK, it's a boy. I've got some cookies. Would the baby piggy like one? Oh, no. It can't eat cookies.
George likes cookies.
Maybe it can have one cookie.
Goo goo. It's so clever and so handsome. It's very funny. It's the best baby piggy ever.
George likes this game. Here is Auntie Pig with baby Alexander.
Wow! A proper real baby piggy. It's so gorgeous. It's much sweeter than George.
Oh dear, George liked being the baby piggy.
Oh, George, you'll always be my baby piggy.
Maybe it's time for a new game. How about some dinosaur chasing?
Eek! Too scary!
George liked being a baby piggy, but he likes being George more.
Mummy Rabbit's bump.
Peppa and George are playing with Susie Sheep and Pedro Pony. Here are Rebecca and Richard Rabbit.
Hello, Rebecca. Squeak. I've got a secret. What is it? My mummy's got a bump in her tummy. Ooh. Has she eaten too much? No, there's a baby rabbit inside. Mummy Rabbit? Is there really a baby rabbit in your tummy?
Yes. Would you like to listen to it?
Yes, please.
Can you hear a little heartbeat?
Yes, I can. It's going boom, boom, boom. Oh, it just moved.
Yes. Sometimes babies give a little kick.
Nay. What will you call it?
I don't know. Would you children like to think of a name?
Yes, please.
Hello, Mummy Rabbit. Would you like a cup of coffee?
I can't have coffee, but I am quite hungry.
Would you like a carrot?
I'm a bit off carrots. Have you got any potatoes?
Yes, we do.
Maybe a potato with jelly and cheese and strawberry jam, please.
Ew.
A potato with jelly, cheese and strawberry jam? What a funny mixture of food.
We need to think of a name for the baby. Yes, if the baby is a girl, she'll be called Rachel Rabbit. Or how about Ruth Rabbit? Roxanne Rabbit. Sharon Rabbit. I don't think so, Pedro. Sharon Rabbit sounds wrong. I like Rosie. Rosie Rabbit. It's perfect. But what if the baby is a boy? Oh. How about Rufus Rabbit? Raymond Rabbit. Michael Rabbit. Michael Rabbit? No. Robbie Rabbit. Yes, Robbie Rabbit.
Thank you for the potatoes with jelly, cheese and strawberry jam, Mummy Pig.
My pleasure.
We thought of a name for the baby. Rosie if it's a girl and Robbie if it's a boy.
They're lovely names.
It's sad that the baby can't have both names.
Oh, my tummy.
It's all that funny food you've been eating.
I don't think so, Daddy Rabbit. The baby is coming.
Right! To the hospital! Quickly now! Don't panic!
Bye.
Bye. Good luck.
Did you pack everything on the list?
I've got it all. Pillows, scented candles, yoga music and enough food for 3 days. Don't panic! Don't panic! Anyone in? We are having a rabbit!
Hello, sister. What are you doing here? I'm having a baby, remember? Oh, yes. You better come inside then.
Can I come too?
Moo! You'll have to park the car first. Don't worry. Having a baby always takes a long time.
Out of the way, everyone! My sister's having a baby!
A kettle and plenty of towels. This lot should last us a good few days. Oh, where shall I put all this stuff?
Back in the car. We don't need it now.
What?
Daddy, you missed all the excitement.
Have I? Is it a boy or a girl?
Both! We've got baby twins!
Wow! It is the next day and Mummy Rabbit is home from hospital.
Hello, can we see the twins, please?
Of course, Peppa.
Are they boys or girls?
They're both. A boy and a girl.
They're called Rosie and Robbie. So you did use both names? Yes.
Rosie Rabbit and Robbie Rabbit.
They're the best names in the world. And we thought of them. The olden days.
Susie Sheep has come to play at Peppa's house.
Hello, Susie. Hello, Peppa. I've got something to show you. Look. What is it? It's a photograph. Who do you think it is? It's a baby sheep. It's me. You're not a baby. It's an old photo when I was a baby. Don't be silly, Susie. In the olden days, you were a baby too, Peppa. No, I wasn't. Yes, you were. Ask your mummy.
Mummy Pig is working on the computer.
Mummy?
Hello, Peppa.
Susie is talking nonsense. No, I'm not. She said in the olden days I was a baby.
Well, you were, Peppa. Look, here are some photos on the computer. Who do you think that is?
It's baby Alexander.
Baby Alexander is Peppa's cousin.
No, that's you as a baby, Peppa.
Baby Peppa.
Somebody sounds like they're having fun.
Look, Daddy. That's a picture of me as a baby.
I remember it well. It was taken on our first day in this house.
What do you mean?
When you were little, we moved into this house. We brought all our things on top of our car. Mummy Pig put some pictures up.
Daddy Pig put up a shelf. And Grandpa Pig made us a lovely flower garden.
Where's Grandpa's lovely flower garden now?
Daddy Pig looked after it.
We had the wrong kind of soil for flowers.
Oh.
And anyway, you needed somewhere to play.
You and Susie loved to play in the garden.
Was Susie my friend in the olden days?
Yes, you and Susie have always been best friends.
In the olden days, did Susie and me jump up and down in muddy puddles?
No, Peppa. You were babies. You couldn't even walk.
Oh, what did we do?
You cried. You burped. And you laughed.
We were babies. Baby Susie. Baby Peppa. Goo goo gaga, goo goo gaga.
Soon after that, you were toddlers.
And where was George?
He was a baby in my tummy. Yes, you were in my tummy, George.
You've got a big tummy, Daddy. Is there a baby in there?
Ho, ho! No, Peppa. This tummy is pure muscle.
And so George was born. And Granny and Grandpa gave George a very special present. Can you guess what it was?
Mr. Dinosaur.
That's right.
And you and Susie were running and jumping around.
Then one day you saw something amazing.
Muddy puddle.
Peppa, if you jump in muddy puddles, you must wear your boots. You loved jumping up and down in muddy puddles.
I still do.
Let's take a photo now.
Peppa loves jumping up and down in muddy puddles. Peppa has always loved jumping up and down in muddy puddles.
Richard Rabbit comes to play.
Peppa and George are playing in their bedroom.
This will be the best house ever.
George, Richard Rabbit is here.
Georgie! Richard! Dinosaur! Dinosaur!
Bye-bye, Richard. I'll be back to pick you up later. George and Richard are best friends.
George! Richard! You've knocked my house down. Please play something not bouncy.
George has made the toy basket into a volcano. Richard is using toy trees to make a jungle. George has used the building blocks to make a river.
Dinosaur!
George and Richard have turned the bedroom into dinosaur land.
I'm leaving. It's too noisy.
I say potato.
And I say potato.
Potato!
Potato.
The good thing about rainy days is we get to watch important TV programs.
Potato!
Potato.
Potato!
Potato. Mummy, George and Richard have made the bedroom into dinosaur land. And dinosaur land is very noisy. George has his best friend here, but I've got no one to play with.
You could ask Susie Sheep to come over.
Susie Sheep is Peppa's best friend.
Can Susie really come over now?
Let's ring her.
Hello, Susie Sheep speaking. Susie, it's me. Can you come to my house now? Yes, Peppa. Can I wear my nurse's costume? Yes, but come quickly.
Bye-bye, Susie. I'll be back to...
Quick, Susie!
Pick you up later.
George, Richard, Nurse Susie is here. And Nurse Susie says this is not dinosaur land, it's a hospital. And a hospital must be clean and tidy.
The bedroom is not dinosaur land anymore. It is a hospital.
I'm the important doctor. This dinosaur looks sick. I agree, Doctor. He's a very greeny ill colour. He must go to bed. And this dinosaur looks a very purpley ill colour. Yes, Doctor. He must go into bed too. Dinosaur! Shush! Quiet in the hospital. Choo-choo!
The bedroom is not a hospital anymore. Now it is a railway station.
No. There aren't any trains in Fairyland.
Oh, now the bedroom is Fairyland.
Only pretty things are allowed in Fairyland.
What's all this crying about?
George and Richard want to play dinosaurs and trains. And we want to play hospitals and fairies.
I see the rain has stopped outside. So, maybe you could all play outside.
But they like little boys' games. And we like grown-up girls' games.
But after it's been raining in the garden, what do you normally find?
Muddy puddles!
And what are muddy puddles for?
Jumping up and down in!
Everyone loves jumping up and down in muddy puddles, whether they are big girls or little